at that.
Welcome back to Quiet Time Podcast. I'm Tyler, obviously joined by
Derek.
Brett.
Thank you.
And the new guy, Juan.
Juan, there we go.
Is it Juan or Juan?
If you want to be classy, you can say Juan. But if you want to just be basic, you can say Juan.
Do I'm basic.
What's the difference?
The huh.
Yeah. It's the chutzpah.
But it's the same name.
It's the
right?
same. It's the same name, yeah.
It's like Christ and Trist.
No,
What?
that's not a fucking
No.
thing.
How is that
Dude,
not?
That's
that
not
was
a
a-
fucking thing, you stupid asshole.
Wait,
Nobody's
is it-
like, I believe in Jesus Christ.
But it's the holiday season.
The
so,
Tristan religion.
So a guy.
Christmas.
So a guy coming here who doesn't know English. You know what I
Didn't
mean?
take long.
He comes to America, right?
He's not going to know how to pronounce
He's not from.
T.
He didn't even come to America.
No, I'm not talking about Juan.
But I'm
I'm
saying.
talking about a guy who comes to America, doesn't know English. He sees that Trist Day.
Why would
Does
they
he
think
say
it's
Christ?
Christ at all?
Why would he say
Why
Christ?
would they? How
Say
do they
he's
relate
just
the
learning.
word
He's
Christ?
He's just learning English.
Wait, are you
There's a
implying...
C.
Wait, my question, what language are you implying that he already knows?
I don't
Is it
fucking
Spanish?
care.
Because he
I don't
doesn't
care
say
because
Christ.
I don't care because he doesn't know English. What I'm saying is, if he comes here and
Are you
starts
trying to-
starts to learn English,
But why
and
would they say
and
it was
he
Christ?
understands that CH means ch,
I
and
feel
he
like
finds
you're
out
getting
that it's
confused with.
Christmas, does he look at the word and go Tristmas?
Where's the
No.
T coming from?
Also,
No.
are you confusing
No,
like
ch-
when people are named
CH,
Jesus and
ch.
Jesus?
So it'd be
Yes,
Christmas.
it's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It is.
Christ and Christ are not spelled the same way as Jesus and Jesus are.
Trist and Christ are the exact same spelling.
Because
I've never
he's-
heard
he's
of
how
Christ
you
before,
say
though.
it.
Okay, now I get what he's implying on is that, the sound ch, so you do Christmas,
CH.
but he's saying
Cheese! You don't say keys. Right?
But what
Fucking
language?
right!
Well, but what language would even associate that sort of like
It's
tonality?
it's the English language. The fact that we make two
No, but even in French, like when there's a C and H, it'll be a k. So like if there was that sort of relation to it, wouldn't you still
Fair.
say Christ?
Also, our
You know,
language
like-
is
But then
based
why
on...
wouldn't you say keys?
So, can I just do the elephant in the
Well,
room that
because
our
there'd
language
be
is
a
based
T
on
at
fucking
the end. I think
Latin?
they'll still associate this sort of tonality.
No,
with it.
I'm talking about cheese.
Oh,
With the
cheese?
CH. Why would you not say keys?
Welcome back to the podcast. Didn't take long.
All right, okay. I guess with that,
It's
in
the
French,
same
you'll probably
thing.
think,
Why would you not say that?
Well, I guess I haven't heard enough to really know if that's something
You know
that's
he's
said
been
or
sitting
not.
on this for like
But that's
weeks.
still
Yo,
something.
dude, yeah.
Can you
These are like, I had a list of topics we ended up just doing in the fucking Let's Plays, so I didn't... I'm not bringing it up. And
No, it's going out.
going out. What's going out? Your bullshit?
I'm going out with Derek. Anyways,
Don't
No.
lie to me.
What are you- you're not
Lie to
fucking-
yourself.
don't fucking at me.
What the fuck? What are you...
I'll at you all I want,
I
Brett.
said, what the fuck, you Jaden Smith and he's Tyler the Creator?
Oh yeah. Hey.
That means I have a successful career and he doesn't.
Yeah, but he's trying to say he's dating you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Got him.
Alright, that's okay. I'm Chance the Creator. Chicks are thirsty for me then.
There you go.
Better than dudes.
Anyways.
All right.
There you go,
Don't
buddy.
fucking touch me, you faggot.
You literally just said an hour ago you want to fuck him in the ass.
And you just said like 2 minutes before this started, my butt was great.
It is great.
And then you called him like 3 years ago and asked for a dick pic.
And to
I was
fuck me
drunk.
in the ass. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. I'm just trying to downplay it.
You can't downplay this.
It's just gayer now.
All right,
Every moment is gayer.
so let's get on Juan because he's the new guy. So Juan,
Get on one.
yes, we can all get
that's-
on.
that's a good
Like you want to get
follow-up
on
to, like-
Derek?
Well, no, not sexual.
Oh, Brett's gay!
Fine, that can be the name of the podcast. Okay. So
Brett's coming
Juan,
out party.
Juan, he's the new guy. What's up?
I mean, I guess this is up. I was not expecting such a
It gets violent
interesting
quickly.
introduction. But I guess this is just the beginning of the ride. Hopefully, I'm tall enough to ride this. This
I mean, you're
action
shorter
here.
than Derek, and he's
Yeah,
like
you're about
still.
5'4". I don't know if you're tall enough.
Oh yeah.
5'4",
Yeah,
he's
if-
taller
if-
than both of us, you stupid asshole.
Is he?
Wait,
Well, okay, you guys want to know something interesting though? Speaking of, well, I'm 5'11", but like something. What?
He's
Well,
man.
How am I a third shortest
He's
one in the
daddy.
room?
what? Derek's still the tallest.
But you guys want to know something interesting? Is if I compare myself to
Fucking
my
German
cousins,
genes.
I'm way taller. I think that
Really?
like no, in terms of, I think literally food here in the U.S. absolutely has some sort of like compounds and proteins that like
To make you taller?
that like no just
Well, not
growth
necessarily
spurts,
to-
like
yeah.
just some fucking like chemicals that speed up the process for like
Oh, it's all the
just-
steroids that
yeah
pump full of animals and shit.
like the
Yeah,
the animals
also,
they do,
most
like-
food has sugar in it. Even if you get garlic salt, it has sugar in it.
But
So-
is the sugar what makes you?
No, I'm
have
I
just-
don't know
those-
what sugar,
I'm
but
just
some fucking
throwing
growth
another
hormones
thing to
that are
his
added
idea.
in like
He's
'cause-
probably right, because there's a lot of growth hormones and stuff like that.
I mean, Americans are fucking huge.
Like tall?
Yeah.
No. We're we used to be the tallest. We used to be the
We're
tallest.
shorter next to Germans.
No,
Hey.
we're shorter than Germans. What?
no. During the American Revolution, we were the tallest.
And we're shorter next to Swedes too.
So we
Swedes
were.
are really tall.
So
Yeah.
we were considered the tallest in like I wouldn't say the world. There's probably other people taller, but we were considered one of the tallest nations.
Yeah.
Based on George Washington was like 6'5".
Jesus.
Was
Was
it really?
that actually?
Yeah, everyone that joke and people say, "Oh, people were shorter back then." No, they were taller.
That's not
So
including like the
in the
top
lot
hat
of like
that
the
they
Revolutionary
always-
War, most of them.
I mean,
The wig?
yeah, because
Abraham Lincoln had the top hat.
Abraham Lincoln
The
was
pre,
also-
the pre-weave.
Okay.
No, Abraham Lincoln was also like 6'3", 6'4".
Abraham Lincoln's also the only president in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Fun fact.
Nah.
He
Yeah.
wrestled. He was a
How do you
wrestler.
get-
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
Oh, no.
How do you get
Wrestler?
wrestling?
Yeah.
Because he was like a mat wrestler back in the day. Back when like wrestling was wrestling and not pro wrestling, like The Rock and Stone Cold.
But the Wrestling Hall of Fame was available back then.
Oh yeah, it's like one of the longest running sports in human history. It just be
So then what allowed pro wrestling into it? Because that's not
basically
wrestling.
traveling circuses and carnivals. Because then it became an act onto that where they would do more insane shit.
Really.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
Dude, I just watched the podcast that Joe organized with Jake the Snake.
yeah.
I am not done with it. I'm like an hour 30 in. It's
Yo,
like
Jake
2
the Snake
hours.
has a fucking
Dude,
sad
his-
ass life.
He does. His voice is like
Oh, I have
sandpaper.
one, but
No, pull
definitely.
my finger though.
It's
But-
better than DDP's.
It
but
is.
It's fucking.
No,
yeah.
it's not. No, DDP's probably a little better.
All right.
No, DDP sounds like he swallowed
It's like-
gravel from
It's not like
Like
Steve.
50
It's still. It's not like
South
Steve-O.
Oh yeah, God no. It's definitely not Steve-O's.
Yeah, it's not
So
Steve-O.
the guys, I don't know if you know anything about like beer distribution, but the Williams guys, they distribute beer, like Bud Light, Budweiser, all those products.
Yeah.
Their drivers came in the other day because I started that new position. Their drivers came in the other day, started unloading the truck, and they decided to start calling me Jake the Snake.
Aw,
Yeah.
Brett.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, there you
I mean,
go.
Jake
like
the Snake's
Solid
cool, but at the
Snake or
same time, it's
something.
kind of sad.
But the thing is, like, no, they give everybody nicknames, which is fine. It's the two of them. And like I'm hearing it, like for the next like half hour, 45 minutes, and I go, wait a second, he's a pro wrestler.
Yeah. He invented the DDT.
That's not cool.
No, Jake the Snake as a wrestler was cool. Jake the Snake as a person is a very sad
I
life.
understand.
Yeah.
Then that's what I was like.
I still gotta watch this.
That's not because I never followed the wrestling part. I followed like the back end
Yeah.
of it.
like Hulk Hogan.
Of
Ultimate
yeah,
Warrior.
yeah. So you call me Jake the Snake, I'm like, who do you think I am?
Juan, did you ever watch like original pro wrestling? Like, was that in South America at the time?
Dude, the only thing I
Yeah,
know of
dude.
pro wrestling from
Yeah, this is like not like a weird like racist question. This is like a
no,
legitimate question.
no. Well, this is what I'll tell you. Like, the only recollection I have of when I was a kid that was in relation to pro wrestling, like U.S. pro wrestling,
Yeah.
of course, was just one of those like fucking weird ass dolls that like they stuffed
Stretch
with
Armstrong.
syrup.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stretch
And
Armstrong.
yeah,
Was
and
it
it was
Hulk
Hulk
Hogan?
Hogan.
Yeah.
But one time I stretched him too fucking far, and his like one of his like biceps like just
His
got
27-inch
ripped,
pythons.
and his disgusting fucking like syrup, and it was legit fucking syrup.
Yeah,
that they
it's
would
corn
put in
syrup.
these things.
It's corn syrup.
Like,
It's sugar.
so, but yeah, that's all
We
I
put
knew.
sugar in everything. It's sugar.
Including the toys that people play
Yeah, it's
with.
corn
Yeah,
syrup.
dude.
yeah.
It
So
actually,
now Juan, where exactly do you come from?
From Bogota, which is the capital of Colombia.
Was it nice?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was great, like
It's not chilly.
it was great foresty, like just mountainous regions that surrounded the cityscape. So
Sure.
like you basically have a very sort of like contrasting effect from when you're within the hemisphere of like being in the inner city, and then when you're like just leaving out of it, because like there will be a lot of like surrounding villages which we would call pueblos. That would.
So
kinda-
you're in like kind of a valley.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean the city itself is surrounded by just like a mountainous landscape, and so like
Yeah.
just off into the
Yeah.
distance,
That's
you
a,
can just
that's a
see
lot
like
of
misty.
what's out here you've seen.
But to the only difference though is that the temperature is way more drastic. So like humidity is just kind of like the mist that comes through the mountains.
Yeah, it
just
comes
drops
on,
down,
and then
like,
all of a sudden it stops and it's cold.
not so cold. Like the coldest it would get even during the winter would be like maybe 60 or something.
That's
So,
beautiful.
Yeah, so
What's the summer like though?
it's pretty fucking hot in here. Yeah.
So-
Summer's like
so what is-
the equivalent to our winter. It's miserable.
I mean, our summers
Yeah.
are pretty miserable too.
So what? So why did you
this
come
Smith?
here?
Oh,
all for school.
is it
Is it
Smith?
Smith?
It's Smith.
Hey!
Welcome to the Quiet Time Podcast, Smith.
Yeah, put your fucking food down and figure it the fuck out.
You see, finger it the fuck out.
Yeah, figure him the fuck out because he's horny and shit. Keeps trying to fuck Derek.
There's a
fucking yeet!
There's a seat, a love seat right next.
By
to
the
me,
way,
too.
Smith, this is Juan.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Wait, to
Come on,
my
how's it going?
theory. Did you have a Sega Genesis?
No,
Your
no, I
theory?
didn't.
No, He-
No, there's not really theory. Sega
Listen,
Genesis
hello?
was the highest selling console in South America.
Well, I
I
played
had a
arcade
question.
games that had like.
Genesis stuff.
How
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, that's
cool.
one
Put
cool
your
thing
hand
too.
down.
I didn't know about before. Is
But
like
everybody
arcade
notices that-
consoles actually literally.
Yeah, everyone
like,
on the podcast
had the
can notice
console
your hand that's up
inside
right
with
now.
the
Brett.
cartridge inside. I thought
Everyone
it was
watching.
something
No,
more
they're
than
not.
like,
They're
yeah.
so the arcades came first.
Huh?
So
Put
it's
your seat
arcades,
back,
and then the
we have to make
the
like
arcade, the consoles, the games were ports of the arcades. But a lot of times the consoles weren't as powerful as the arcade machine, so you get a worse port.
The only difference is the only time it was the same hardware was the
It's like,
Neo Geo.
yeah, no, I thought it was
Really?
later
Neo
with
Geo?
like the Super Nintendo, with like the old arcade machines.
Can
that
someone
ported
call on me?
really fucking
No.
well?
Oh no, they ported them well, but they weren't
Can-
the same hardware.
Please!
God damn it! What do you
Can
want?
someone call on me?
What do you want, Homo?
That's
Me?
calling on him.
Yes, Brett. You in the Red Sox hat, who has a poor taste in sports teams. What's
I,
up?
Yeah.
I bought him that.
Ported,
I bought that.
we won! Anyways, why did you come here?
For school. That's one of the main things. I mean, I went to a private school there where I was taught English. That was like one of the main factors.
Clearly it was really good because you're not, like, you have no issues
I know
with
you
it.
speak
Oh,
better
thanks,
than us.
dude.
We're like retarded.
like,
He went
No,
to
well,
school.
I mean,
I know
we're-
like 5 words.
We say a lot of slang.
Clearly,
I
I'm
mean,
too
we were,
sober
we were
for
forced
this
to
podcast.
only speak English.
Did you bring
Yeah.
alcohol?
So obviously, like once we were outside of
I got
school,
some
You
Yours
went to
was
Amherst,
hard.
right?
Oh, there you go.
There's a
I
beer
went,
right here.
I went to Amherst Middle School and then
Oh,
high school,
I didn't
and then
notice.
went to UMass. Obviously, stayed within the local scope.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you can have one.
I guess
Drink
that's
two?
one.
There you go. You can have one.
English,
I'm gonna
but-
take the other.
I'll trade you
You're
a
really good. You know?
But I mean, I'm sure you, as everyone else has heard, like if you start learning a language when you're still pretty young, you're much more adaptive. To
Yeah, you learn a lot
100%.
easier.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like
Like I could pick up Rosetta Stone right now and like kind of learn some
It'll
language,
take you like 3 years.
but
though.
I wouldn't
Depends on the
it wouldn't
language,
resonate as
Yeah.
if I did
Any
when I was a
Latin-based
kid.
language would be easy.
I mean, I'm
to
sure
learn,
like you still like
If you're
no. I
just
think
English is
the only
Latin.
difference
Yeah.
may
No,
just be like
English has
tonality,
Latin.
like the way.
A lot of words
undertones.
are based in
So
Latin.
It's easier to learn.
I think that's the only difference.
Because a lot
that
of
I've
English
heard.
is based off
'Cause
German.
one of my friends
Really?
is a speech
Yeah.
pathologist.
See, I heard
says
English.
that, like
There's two different conversations.
it's not
going
that
on right now.
when you're
Let's
young,
let this
you
finish off.
can
Yeah.
like just learn better because you can still learn even at an old fucking age. Like I mean, in the end, it's just up to you if you want to learn or not. The only difference is just in terms of like accent.
that's fucking
you know,
good.
That's all it is. That's all it really
That's
is.
fucking good. Yeah.
Well, I failed in middle school. I failed Spanish.
Oh, it's a cider. That's
My family is Spanish
Shit for real, man?
Spain.
I failed
Spanish.
Oh fuck, dude.
because my grandfather
Bad
he's off
Spanish.
boat Spanish,
Here it comes.
but he didn't teach. Excuse you.
I said, here it comes.
I heard when I heard you before. What did you say?
The bad Spanish.
So anyways.
Dad Spanish?
The bad
So-
Spanish.
My
yeah.
grandfather, he's off the boat. Valentino Iglesias came from a little like church place in Spain. Came here with his twin brother to be American. They learned English. They did not teach any of their offspring Spanish because they came here to be American, and they built a relatively good family. You know, we're all doing our own thing. Like their offspring, both of their offspring are doing very well for themselves, and then kind of offshoot to me and my whatevers.
Yeah.
But we don't know Spanish. But we have those Spanish values.
But can I
Well, that's
interject?
maybe that's good.
Like, can I
You know what I
interject
mean?
with one thing?
What?
That you found out he was actually Irish the whole time?
Yes. Well, hold on. No, hold on.
He used to make fun of me for being Irish. And he found out he's like 98% Irish.
It's like in like
His
Sucking dick,
parents.
friend.
Wow.
Oh boy!
Can I fucking say something, please?
Like
You have been for like the past
boil
5
up a
minutes.
whole sausage for you tonight, boil.
His parents are Irish. They went to Spain because of the whole issue with the fucking
Potato famine.
bejesus,
Potato famine.
and they raised Spaniards.
No, there is
And not
Irish
potatoes.
kids who are Spanish.
Yes, and they're still kind of fish.
They're Irish.
I wish I could show you a picture of him.
He probably looks
Holy fuck.
Irish.
No, he is like 6'3".
That doesn't mean he's not Irish.
You're right. The Irish only go up to 6'2".
You didn't let me finish my story.
Wait,
You didn't let me finish my story.
Did you ever meet Michael, who lives in Westfield, who's from Ireland? He's like 6 foot.
There are tall Irishmen.
Yeah.
But they look like tall Irishmen.
No, he doesn't know. He's skinny as shit.
My grandfather does not look like a tall Irishman. He looks like a tall Spanishman.
I mean, if he lived in Spain for a long time.
Makes sense, but he's still Irish.
Your skin color is not what does it. It's your
Oh, because
fucking
he's pale as
body.
shit? No,
No.
he's pale as shit. He's eating Spanish food.
You
understand what I'm saying?
I don't even. Well, I kind of get it, but there's such
Juan's
a
out of place
convolution
over
of
here.
He's an
language.
Irishman.
Well, I mean,
You fucking bitch about my
all
family
Brett's
boiling
I'm a
shit.
Spanish Irishman.
You used to
Well,
fucking
yeah, but
brag
yeah.
on me all the time, like, oh, Irish people only boil shit. You're like, yeah, we do, don't we, Brett?
Because you're so proud to be Irish. God damn.
Also French, we boil shit too.
You also slow cook shit for ages.
Yeah, we do.
nice.
It's
Get
good.
a good broth going.
You-
I mean, that sounds
No,
delicious.
no. The broth has nothing to do with it. You're literally cooking all of the nutrients out of your food. That's why you're pale. That's why you're small.
No, you're pale because the fucking climate's cold as shit.
Yeah.
You're not in a cold climate.
All right,
It's
all right,
Irish.
all right, Brett.
Irish.
Here's the question. All right, you're boiling the food, right? The nutrients come out of it.
This
Where do they go?
in the water.
So you have broth.
Where's the food?
I hate you. What if it's not starchy? If it's meat, it's not soaking that
What the-
back up.
It's
It's
called a
not
beef.
soaking
It's
it back
called a
up.
broth.
Wait, you realize they boil
Okay,
the potatoes,
what the fuck?
which
All right.
soaks up shit.
Let's say you get a steak, right? You put it in a Ziploc bag, and you throw some
Bad.
fucking barbecue sauce, some vinegar, some oil, a bunch of shit.
You're marinating.
Right. What is a marinade? What does the meat do in the marinade?
It tenderizes,
Tenderizes and
soaks in the flavor.
oh, it's like the meat does something in the liquid when it's in an enclosed environment.
But then why is it that when you boil a potato?
Because the potato
When
doesn't
you
have shit to
boil-
begin with.
Okay, fair. But when you pull it out, it has less shit. Correct?
No.
Yes.
Because half the time you're leaving it still in the water.
You're talking
if you
about the
blend,
twice baked shit. That's different.
here's
When
the
you
thing:
when
if
you
you're-
pull it out,
Right.
what is the difference?
You
the
know,
difference is that you're leaving a lot of nutrients in the water.
Okay, so when you pull the potato out and it has less nutrients than when it went into the water, what's the difference?
The difference here is that.
Nothing.
you know
Wow!
that,
Wait
you
to
do,
let me finish there, Brett.
you do know they grow potatoes based on the climate, right?
I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm talking to Smith.
Science is
you
not
I
relevant.
will get to you after.
okay.
So this...
I will get to you after.
Tyler, I got this. See, the potatoes grow based on the climate they're in.
Okay.
Okay, so this half a year...
No. Oh, I stumped you. I stumped you.
What do you mean,
Okay.
stomach?
Tyler,
okay,
let's go.
I can
Let's
see
go.
what Tyler's saying
Let's go.
because fucking Ireland doesn't have
up.
much access to. It's
up.
very high
Fair.
elevation and it's very little sunlight. Thus, the potatoes aren't going to get as many nutrients in them
Okay,
as they would in other
okay.
places.
But then when they go in water and it boils and you pull that potato out of water, it has less bullshit
Wait,
in
are you
it.
saying you're gonna eat raw potatoes? Because I have some.
No.
Are you
What
going
I'm saying is why is the fact that when you put a potato in water and you boil it, you pull it out and it has less
It
nutrients?
tastes
Because because of the way you're cooking it. See, if you're making mash, right, you drain
What
out
is the way you're cooking it?
Hold
You're
on,
putting
you're
it in
draining
water,
out the
you're
excess
boiling
water.
it.
You're
Like,
also
you
adding
You're
butter.
boiling it.
You're also adding butter.
You're adding butter. Okay, so what are you doing with all the other meat you're putting in that? And all the other vegetables you're putting in that?
Eating it, you dumb shit.
What's okay? But what's
Can I
the
explain
difference?
why the potatoes?
What is the difference? You're pulling that out and it has less nutrients than it went in. With
On space
You
is
know?
perfect.
Okay.
there is no
So much anger
difference.
is here.
Yo,
I am
welcome.
heated. I asked you before this. Are you ready?
I don't know if I was ready for this, but now I am. I guess.
Okay, here we go.
So, a Dublin coddle it's a soup that Irish people made. It was always based on so they had Sunday dinner. Monday, most Irish farmers broke as shit. So Monday dinner was just Sunday dinner boiled into a soup. So it was like bacon, potatoes. Potatoes soak up salt. If you didn't know
Yes.
that. That is the purpose of them, to soak up salt, and they're also filler. So it's potatoes, sausage, onions, carrots, and just that.
Basic
It's fucking
veggies
pork
and
stock.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's boiled.
Yes.
It's
So-
also to feed a big family. A lot of the fucking things a lot of boiling comes from the poorer side of Ireland. So that's when you go into New York City with the fucking corned beef cabbage, which actually is more of a Jewish thing than it was an Irish thing because there was no cows in Ireland. There was only goats and sheep. So only rich
Okay.
people in Ireland ate beef because they couldn't afford it. So you have broke Irish people moving to New York. So they're picking up the cheapest meat they possibly can, corned beef. What are you going to do with it? You boil it. It's the tough meat. You boil it so it falls apart. So it's edible. It's good.
Right.
Cabbage. It's cheaper than potatoes in America. So you get cabbage and you boil that with it. So it absorbs the flavor of some of the corned beef, and that's your dinner because you're feeding your family like fucking 6. Because like the whole Irish Catholic thing, like don't wear condoms. That was a
you're
fucking
100%
thing.
right.
Yeah,
That's not even a racist thing. That's a thing. My dad has 6 sisters and 3 brothers.
Oh shit.
So case in point, Brett is Irish.
I mean, after
But what does this have? What does this have to
I'm
do?
so mad. When you
What
say
does this
you're
have to
Irish.
do with the food going in the water and the food coming
It's
out?
a cooking method, you stupid asshole.
Fair, but you lose so much bullshit.
Why do people? Okay, why do
That
people,
was not answered.
why do people in
Fact checker Smith.
Hold on.
Okay, the reason you lose shit though is
Fact
because...
checker Smith.
Okay, you can keep saying fact checker Smith in the middle of my sentence. It doesn't make
we
it
both
right.
on a
Now
point.
let's go.
Okay,
Everybody,
so-
stop it.
I'm gonna get my
Alright,
fucking
the
laptop.
reason you're losing this shit is because you're choosing to lose this shit, right?
Whoa! Because you're choosing to boil in water.
No!
I'm
Okay,
gonna fucking
corned
have you
beef and
over when I
cabbage,
make a
right?
Dublin coddle.
Look, hold on. Corned beef and cabbage, right? You're boiling corned beef, boiling cabbage, right?
Yep.
You take out the corned beef and cabbage because you choose to do so, because obviously eating a bunch of fucking soupy meat lettuce water, like, that's gonna taste horrible and be
You're
bad.
not gonna eat the water with it.
Exactly, so that's
Okay.
why you're losing the nutrients, because you're choosing not to implement
Okay, so
them.
what's happening?
You're
a
being
time-
an idiot.
it's a-
You're
no,
going...
no.
Okay.
Tell me what's happening.
So you just ignored the fact I said it's a time-saving thing for people who are broke.
no,
They had a
I
lot of
understand
kids.
that. What I'm asking is
Why do we still do it? Because it's a cooking method that existed and people
But
don't
you
remember the
lose
past.
so many nutrients doing it. So
We know,
what is
but
the
we know
purpose
enough
of
about
doing it?
nutrients now that, like, if I'm like,
They
oh,
didn't know
shit.
that back then.
Right, exactly.
We know it now, so why are we doing it?
Once again, to relive the past, it's an old recipe. If I go back to make French meat pie, which my grandmother showed me, my mom's meme taught my mom how to make it, and taught me how to make it.
Brett, the reason
I'm
we
sorry,
do it now,
your parents
despite
didn't teach you
having
anything
this,
other than how to make cereal and fucking milk. You piece of shit.
Brett, okay, hold on, stop. Just stop for a second.
I am
The
stopping.
reason- The reason that we choose to do it despite this knowledge is because we have this knowledge and we know how to fix it. If I'm not getting enough vitamin A in my diet, I can take supplements or choose to eat food that have more vitamin A instead of being a dumbass eating the same thing being like, I don't know why I'm not getting vitamin A.
Actually, surprising. The big thing is actually vitamin D. For people who have whiter skin, it's because based on the climate. And also
vitamin
what I
D.
was going to get into, so there's a certain part of Europe, and then it goes to, it's like, I saw this picture that's actually...
Oh, and they're all tan as fuck.
No, it's actually correct. You have potato Europe, which is like Ireland and all that, based on climate. The Yeah, a
For
lot
real.
of
Yeah, I know.
a lot of the food processing grows potatoes based on the climate and the year. So then you have further down it's tomatoes because climate
Downs tomatoes.
Downs.
What do those look like? They're like V's.
Yeah, they're like deformed tomatoes.
V for tomato.
So then these
Sounds
you look at Italy and shit like that. The climate's different. They can grow different vegetables. So that also correlates with how fucking white your skin is because winter's a fucking thing. So it gets cold and you get sunlight less. Sunlight equivalents to vitamin D, which makes you generally happier. That's why you'll see a lot of more white cultures people who are whiter drink more milk, eat more cheese, based on both those things give you vitamin D.
Fair.
Oh, wow. Damn, alright. Dude, look at this historical lesson we're all getting here.
How you doing over there?
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, I'm hungry.
You got
After all this, like,
Oh yeah, let's
I'll
not
get
listen
some
to
fucking
this.
cheese,
You're
you
such
know
an
what?
idiot.
We're the goddamn winter one, and you're pale as shit. You need some cheese.
he's not pale. Look at him.
Well, no, I mean, but majority of my origin is from Spain. Like, I come from the
Yeah.
conquistadors, which
Yeah,
I
you
have a couple
Spanish all day long.
generations that
All day long.
that like then.
Wait, you've ever
migrate
actually
to
heard
South
like Spain
America.
Spanish? It's like very lispy.
Yeah, it's very no. I prefer Colombian Spanish. It's very slow paced. It's
No.
very like.
Spain Spanish is very fast.
No, Puerto Rican Spanish is very fast.
Puerto Rican Spanish.
is
Puerto Rican Spanish
There it
is
goes.
it is fast. So where can I go? So we went to go.
You know, if we ever
How
get
much
out of
stuff
this,
you
this would be a
get?
great place for
can I
an
tell a
athlete.
story? Or are you guys gonna talk over me?
No, we're good.
Talk
I'm gonna
over it.
go put this in the charger.
Fair. So at work today,
Can't find
I
the
work
best
in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
for
work
you.
in Smithfield.
I work in Puerto Ricans.
We have
Is
at our
this
store.
going to be one of those?
It's
You
a
have to
little
keep
store.
bringing the race into this story.
No, we're fine. We're fine because it's a good Rachel story. So it's a Rachel story because it has to do with race. Anyways, so we go to we have a liquor store. We go to change the redemption center aspect, like the area of it.
Yeah.
The redemption center where they have like the bottles and glass and all that shit that
Yeah.
people put in. We go over there, and my coworker who is Spanish just started working with them. We go up over to the door that you can't see those other guys on the other side, like in the redemption center,
Okay.
like putting shit in. You can't see those. We have a whole door. We go over to the door. He knows what's going on and goes, "El Máquina!" All he says. And literally you hear everybody in there fucking yelling in
I can
Spanish.
imagine.
In
Jesus.
Spanish. Fast. Fucking freaking out. Everybody's losing it.
Well, yeah, because the guy's fucking he's just randomly
No,
trying to
he puts
start
El
beef.
Máquina! And he just like starts going in.
What does that mean?
The machine's broken. Like that's why we're going in there. The machine's broken.
Okay.
We're not figuring it out. But he goes, El Máquina! And like, it's like, what was the Spanish War?
Puta.
No, war, not word.
Oh, wait.
War.
War. Yeah, like.
There was a Spanish War.
Are you talking about like the one with like the
You talking about the
colonies in
French
South
Spanish
America?
War, you dipshit.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with
Yeah.
that. Spain Spanish and France. You dumbass.
That's what it was. That's what it sounded like.
No, it does not.
Everybody started fucking losing their shit.
That's
It was
just.
El Máquina, and there's like 17 people in the
It's
fucking
not even
room,
the same Spanish.
and they're all like starting shooting their shit. It's fucking going off in
Why are
there.
they shooting shit, Brett?
They're shooting their shit.
Oh, there are loads. Like it kind of almost sounds
Like what
that's
we've been doing for the past half hour, shooting this shit.
why,
But it was like all at once, and there's like 17 people, and they're all losing their shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it's so fast. Like, I could not ever know what the hell they were saying. Ever.
Well, I mean,
That's the
you don't
difference.
even-
That's the difference between Puerto Rican Spanish and Spain Spanish. Spain Spanish I can understand, but when you're talking to me in Puerto Rican Spanish, it's so goddamn fast. I have no idea what you're saying. It's in English dialect, which I get that.
I mean,
But-
like I told you, I mean, I know Spanish and I can understand what like they're saying. It's just I really have to concentrate when they're speaking to me because like it is, yeah, it's
Puerto
it's
Rican
very,
Spanish.
yeah, it's very fast.
It's an English dialect.
I love this
It's
like
Spanish
big loop around
in
story just
English
to get to
dialect.
the same point we
That's
started at.
the problem from what I've seen.
So you're talking about like where they're doing like Spanglish, where like it's kind of like a hybrid, like
Fair, but that's a lot of Puerto Rican Spanish.
Are you listening at this point?
Dude, I work in Springfield. Like,
Yeah,
I get
go
it
ahead.
all
What does
the
that
time.
have to do with the question?
Oh, and I still have mine to finish. I forgot why we talked about this, but it's
we now know that Fred is not listening by that answer.
No, they go like it's English dialect, but it's in Spanish. It's so fucking weird.
I think the story of this is Brett, you want
Did I really lose that right?
The story is Brett's racist.
I'm not racist.
It's something a racist would say.
I love these people.
I love these people. I eat
said it?
tacos all the time.
Who says these
Rice
people,
and beans,
though?
my breakfast.
You dug your own grave, bud.
I love
No,
my
what you're
fellow people,
referencing is like what a lot of people call Spanglish.
but okay. Here's another fucking topic.
So we can
Everybody has a full
wrong,
beer.
alright.
Everybody has a full beer.
Cheers.
Okay,
I
so
got
what's the
water.
difference? What's the difference? What's the difference between Spanglish and Puerto Rican?
Here's a better question. Why would anyone want to play Fallout 76?
Alright, I didn't get you yet.
No, we're not. No, we're not distracting from that.
Are you going about Spanglish? You're
What is
gonna
the
more
difference
vibe
between
stuff?
what is the difference between Puerto Rican Spanish and Spanglish?
Dialect.
As someone who knows
There's
nothing
a
of either.
difference between Spanglish and Puerto Rican dialect. They're the same dialect.
Maybe
No,
you're talking about in
because
terms of
it's-
slang, like,
No,
like
because
where
even
they
if you
might
speak-
use an English word for something that's just a general concept.
It's be Spanglish.
Well, I've seen a lot where
They talk
They're-
in Spanish and then English and then back to Spanish.
Yeah,
when
it's
I'm
more-
talking
yes,
about Spanglish,
that
it's
is-
like
that
a-
is Spanglish.
Speed
To me-
versus
to me.
like.
Okay, no.
Comfort.
So when I talk about Spanish,
Yeah.
I'm talking about like where, so you're like
Oh shit.
next level generations, where like for example, how you're saying that your like previous like ancestry didn't really follow up with like trying to teach.
we don't
origin
know
language.
any
That's what I'm kind
Well,
of.
it's because they're
talking
Irish. That's why I don't know any Spanish.
Alright. Wow, I mean that was
I'm
pretty
surprised-
solid.
I wish I had something to throw at you. I can't find anything.
What you need to learn is Gaelic, Brett.
I mean, he's pretty gay and he already likes the lips. So.
Anyways,
But
Juan,
but
It's
yeah,
Huelga, is what it's called.
Juan.
But what I was saying is like, yeah, it's just Spanglish is in like that you kind of don't really have an association to your original like tongue. So
Oh, you just
the
pick
only
one
way you
up?
can kind of like converge a sort of sentence might be with what language you're more originally comfortable with. For example, if you're going to be speaking English more commonly, then you're going to be knowing words related to the language more than you would your actual origin language.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm talking about in Spanglish.
Yeah.
But I think the way you're referring to is like an association of like slang terms which they would use like English. Like Korea, for example, uses a lot of English too. But
Really?
yeah, but
Yeah.
like they don't really.
Which
it's not
Korea?
South.
like South Korea.
Why would North Korea use
Maybe
English?
That's
North
what I'm
Korea.
saying. That's
Maybe-
what I'm- that's
well,
what
I
I'm
don't even
saying.
know, actually, I, mean,
I just don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we can see like King
But
Jong like, like
did you ever-
He's, he's throwing us,
Yeah.
he's having some
Yo,
big
throw me
meeting,
some dabs,
and he just
bro.
starts off with this country's Gucci fan.
But did you
Yes,
ever
he's already
find
that
it
guy.
interesting? So I was watching Tom Segura on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about Spanish. One thing he's talking about is certain words they'll be the same.
Segura is very Spanish, right?
Segura. Oh, and that's like secure. That's what it means.
Spanish?
Well, yeah, the word is.
Ha! There we go. Okay.
He's actually not from Spain.
What?
I thought his family was from
Portuguese.
Spain.
Oh, but that's a hard thing. Like I used to.
Or something like that.
That's the middle point between Italian and Spanish.
It's no. There's a hard conversion
So-
between Brazilian Portuguese and like actual Portuguese from
It's for
Portugal.
him. It's like Brazilian Portuguese.
Well,
Okay.
Brazilian Portuguese, it's not Brazilian, but Portuguese. It's between Spain and English in England.
No, I think you're just making. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Like,
if
it's-
that's
I don't know
applicable
enough to
or
say he's
not.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not
Probably-
gonna go stop
No,
it.
it's middle. It's between Italian and
Does
Spanish.
this sound like
Okay,
one of
so
these
it's
Brett
all
gets
mixed.
an idea in his head and it becomes
Italian-
right
It's
until he
not.
says it?
It's
but
not.
something-
It's
no, but
Italian and
dude,
Spanish.
but-
It's gonna fucking.
But they're definitely.
It's all
some Spanish
Latin
in there.
based. It's all Latin based.
No.
It's a mix.
I used to date this girl that was from
Portugal's
Portugal,
very
and there was some
Latin
words
based.
and you would know what like were related
Yeah,
to
there was a point.
Latin,
Tom
right?
Segura was talking about his mom went to an airport in like a different Spanish country, and she said the word like to pick up, but in that Spanish to pick up meant the word fuck. So it was like, fuck my luggage. Something like that. So the guy was like, alright, and just didn't pick up her luggage. She was like, they both speak Spanish, but they're very confused on...
One's pissed off while the other's just asking a general thing. Like,
She was like, fuck my luggage. Like, very nice. He's like, alright. And just like, leave it alone.
That's great.
See, it's so strange though, but you don't have that in English. Where you go to like Britain, like certain words just mean what they mean. As far as I know.
There's a big difference between saying smoke a fag in England and smoke a fag in the United States.
Nobody ever has said smoke a fag.
No, he's like, let's go smoke the fag by lighting him on fire.
I'm not in England, fucker.
No, but there's like a lot of words, but it's probably because like, I don't know, like what, English TV is so popular?
Popular?
English as an American or?
No, like UK English.
I mean, yeah, it's popular there, but...
No, it's like BBC, like...
Oh, yeah, BBC's huge in Europe,
yeah.
No, it's huge everywhere.
Yeah, it's a global...
But it's like, also, we're just so... Like, you see, like, a lot of movies in America where they always have, like, a British person doing something.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's...
They also have a lot of British people being Americans.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead's full of that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Rick is British.
Yeah, when you actually watch the interview, he's British.
Yeah, and what's his face? The dude who plays Daryl is also English.
I don't know about that one.
I'm pretty sure he's also English, but I could be wrong.
No, he's not.
Yeah, it wasn't. No,
No, it's just Rick Grimes.
Huh.
Or Grimes.
It's like, I don't know. Then again, I used to watch a lot of like British like sitcoms and shit like that, so maybe it's like I just understand the words. Not as like I know. Not as like I know a second language. It's like it's different. No, it's different
slang. Yeah.
It's different slang. You're like, oh, okay, it means that.
Oh,
based on the context.
Yeah.
Does anyone going at the British TV thing? Watch the British Office?
It's great. Love it.
Nope.
Do you really?
I've only watched an episode or two.
It's a lot of British humor is drier. It's very dry humor, but that's what.
And yeah, and The Office is already
very
dry.
Without the British Office, you wouldn't have the American Office.
That's
fair.
True.
It's a Ricky Gervais's creation. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, have you guys ever seen this British comedy that was called The IT Crew?
Dude, the IT Crowd is fire.
Yeah, because that was fucking great.
I love that show.
And that one actually wasn't too dry. Like, there was a little bit of a dryness to it, but like...
It had really good slapstick in it.
Yeah.
But it's like, British comedy isn't always that dry, but it's like, it's very direct.
IT Goth is one of my favorite things about that show, unsurprisingly.
Nice.
Like American comedy's more just like dick and fart jokes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Laughs.
Or it's just... a lot of people just... Yeah, but then like...
All of them.
Yeah, but then like stand-up goes like way further than that, and then they take a...
Yeah, stand-up's almost like philosophical at this point.
Yeah, but then it's like, they try to make a good stand-up comedian like a comedy show, and it never works half the time. Because it's not... A lot of them don't portray well to a comedy show. It's like a
sitcom. Here's the question, to a comedy show or like to a sitcom?
I think it's better when like Bill Burr's F is Her Family. Because they put him as a writer, he set up a premise, that's the premise.
I mean, the George Lopez show was pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not like, what's it, that asshole who used to draw on the whiteboard?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Good definition. I wish I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
No, Dimitri Martin.
Dimitri Martin. Yeah, they gave him his own show and it was garbage.
He had a TV show.
So
yes, he did. For
Nick
like
Swardson
2
has his own.
seasons.
He great stand up.
Yeah.
Then you watch. It was like Come Up in the Uprise stand up. Does a sitcom show, garbage.
Yeah.
And it was like a skit show, and you're like, oh, like a comedian come with a bunch of skits. Not really. It's like
Unless they're literally a skit comic, yeah, they're not gonna really.
the only one I think one of the comedians that did it best. People don't like him now. Louis C.K.
Yeah, no, I thought Louis was actually a
right.
really good show because like
Not Lucky Louie. It was it's just called Louis.
Yeah.
It's dark. He wrote everything, starred in it, and then still wrote a new hour of comedy every single year.
Yeah.
Dude was busy around the clock until he beat off in the bathroom and had girls watch.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, a lot of female comics just thought it was a joke and they really didn't care.
Yeah.
Because, like, comics are just very strange people. Like Joe Rogan was talking about. He's like, comics themselves are a strange bunch of people.
I mean, Joe Rogan's a strange person.
Of course he is. They all are.
Yeah.
But they're all very interesting. But he's like, then he talks to other comics, like ones who aren't drug addicts, and they always have that like, weird thing in their head where they feel like they should be because all the best comics were.
I need to do drugs to get
Yeah, essentially, because it's like that weird pressure, like, oh, the only way to be interesting is to have a hard life and then go from that hard life to doing a lot of drugs and drinking.
Did Carlin drink a lot?
Yep.
I don't remember Carlin drinking a lot, but I know he fucking smoked bowls all the
No,
goddamn
that's like
time.
what was it? I was watching Mitch Hedberg comedy the other night.
Yeah.
It's fucking classic.
Oh yeah,
it's,
for
it's
sure.
so fucking.
He has a billion and a half
He
good
had.
one-liners.
There was no segue into any joke,
Yeah.
but it was always funny, regardless of what he did. And he was super on drugs the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because didn't he die of an OD or
Yeah,
was
OD.
it? Yeah.
But he was like, he's considered to be like one of the greatest comedians of all time. Because like same thing. There's another guy who does exactly like him. I don't remember who. It's an older guy. They were around the same time. But like Mitch Hedberg would just always do like one-liners, and that was like there was no other comedian who really compete with that. It's like to create that many creative one-liners in one go. I don't know if you know who Mitch Hedberg is.
No, unfortunately,
I'll have to show you some Mitch Hedberg after this. It's like he'll just say a ton of one-liners, and each one is hysterical. They mean nothing to each other. There's no premise, other than they're just funny. Like he's like,
It's
well,
like,
I
were you paying
started
attention for 10 seconds? Here's your reward. Like,
yeah,
because like I think
It
one
was
of my
basically Vine before Vine.
Shit,
Yeah,
this
like-
was on stand-up. Like he would just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
bring
crushed
out
it.
like a pause, like let the audience
Yeah.
sink in the question. and
Yeah,
yeah,
then-
like,
you
one-
just like, what was it? I wanted to start a death metal band, but all the names are too aggressive, so I named myself like Broken Limb.
yeah, or like
Alright.
I think my favorite is like, if you're high and really want to eat something, eat rice because it's great if you want to eat 2,000 of something. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
or he's like, people ask me if I used to do drugs. I say,
I used to, but
But
I
I-
still do.
no, but I used to too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nice. All right.
He was like, no, but I used to too, or something. Like, yes, and I used to too.
Yeah.
Is he still doing?
No, he's dead as fuck.
He
Oh
OD'd.
shit.
I'll have to show you stand up. Like stand up is like it's considered like legendary stand up. Like I adore stand up. Like I want to show you Joey Diaz. He's
Oh god.
no.
Joey fucking Diaz.
I'm gonna have to show you some of his bits. They would bring him on like these shows to like tell stories. And he's like, so a lot of it he'll tell stories of being like a Spanish immigrant into the country and like his mom selling drugs, shit like that. But it's like a lot of like ridiculous antics he got himself into. They're fucking hysterical.
From Jersey.
Yeah, he's from Jersey. He's a Colombian person from Jersey.
He's
No,
Colombian.
not Colombian. Cuban.
Oh, okay.
Cuban guy from Jersey.
Joey
Yeah,
Diaz.
okay.
Yeah, Joey Diaz.
Ah,
Love him.
Yeah, dude,
Brett's
he
back,
just
by the way.
rages. Like, so it's like that weird Jersey, like, it sounds like he's like a Jersey Italian person just screaming, but he's Cuban.
All right.
But Joe Rogan had him on a podcast to translate for him, because there was a Cuban wrestler they had. And, like, the Cuban wrestler was ridiculous. He's been wrestling since he was, like, 12. Like, apparently he used to go to, like, classes. It was every single day you lived in, like, a place, and that's all you did was wrestle. Like, they would pick kids out, like, when they're, like, getting taught wrestling. And they'd be like, that one's gonna be good. So they pull them into the academy, and then that's all you do is wrestle for, like, 20 years.
like,
But not like American
like
wrestling?
pro wrestling or mat wrestling?
Oh, like...
Like lucha libre shit?
Yes.
Nice.
No,
Oh,
no,
nice.
not that. Like, actual, like, MMA wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
They teach you good wrestling and fighting techniques. So
Hell
you can
yeah.
fight. Yeah, the dude is ripped, but he only speaks Spanish. So they brought Joey Diaz because he's also Cuban, so it's like Cuban Spanish. So he's
Yeah.
like, oh, he knows how to translate it, obviously. But then they talk about, I was telling you about the other night, where Joey Diaz will go to Miami. If other white comics would go there and they don't speak Spanish, they're gonna bomb in Miami because it's like half the population goes there and watches Spanish comedy. So you'll have like Joey Diaz and Tom Segura. They'll go down and just kill Miami because they'll do half their set in Spanish and half in English. So they'll like talk the premise in English and then say like the punchline in Spanish, and the crowd just loses their shit.
Hey, that's a pretty cool combo to
Yeah.
kind of mix with. I remember you were actually telling me of some other band too. Like, didn't you tell me a hardcore band kind of does the same also?
Yeah, Rotting Out when they play in Mexico.
Oh my god, yeah. They only speak Spanish.
Yeah, that's like the same way I told you Despise.com. They play in Canada, only in French.
Yep. They only talk in French.
Yeah, so it's,
It's a
Rotting
cool,
Out.
it's a cool thing, you know?
It
like,
is. You reach
They
a different demographic that these other bands who don't know how to speak that language won't.
And then there's Rammstein, who just only plays in German regardless of where they go.
And people
They
love
sell
them.
it everything. Rammstein's
Yeah.
so fucking
They
amazing.
have this
live.
song Coca-Cola.
Well, how
That's the song
how big is
that's America.
Rammstein?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're
Like,
fucking huge.
exactly. So when a smaller group does that, it's It's,
Oh, yeah, no, I'm
it's
not-
more moving and more powerful.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
You've been like rotting out. They get their way into Mexico and they have family there, so they're able to crash at like houses.
Fair.
Yeah, same thing with like Warhound. They could go to fucking Mexico and like crush it.
Is Warhound still a thing?
I don't. Yeah. I
Fact
think so.
checker Smith.
What?
Is Warhound still a thing?
Warhound?
Warhound the band.
Yeah, one. I showed you Warhound.
Warhound the band.
Speaking of
That
bands,
Mexican
Is it still
band
a
that
thing?
like that mix like that rapping, but it's like
Oh
screaming.
yeah.
It's so good. I'll
Oh,
have to
yeah,
show
that
you
was
rotting
awesome.
out.
speaking of bands
What
that
was
name
that
war in
music?
their title, I found a Wage War shirt at Hot Topic the other day.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's like
He
one of
doesn't
like.
like Wage War. Abby does.
Either way, I found one of the shirts there. I was like, oh hey, that's a thing.
What size is it?
I think it was large.
Oh, that's the size.
If you buy that, I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm not gonna wear it. I'm gonna give it to Abby.
Yeah. I have to see if it's still there, but yeah, I found it the other day.
Can I fucking
send me a
have that
picture
though?
of it first.
I mean, there was more. I'm pretty sure
I
there was
mean,
more than
I
one,
remember Hot Topic used to carry Suicide Silence shirts.
I'm your daddy.
Are we
That's what
going
you
back to
think,
right?
this again?
Yeah.
You're
I
not
wear,
my daddy.
I wear a large.
Thought
So
you
if it's a
titled it as
large,
Addy.
I get it, right?
No.
Okay, we're at 45 minutes.
Now,
Well,
if there's anyone who would get it, who would, I'm not. Yeah, no. it's not
Anyone
gonna
who
be
would
you.
get it, get that Brett's
Warhound.
trying to call you daddy even though you're like 5 feet taller than him.
Yeah.
Is Warhound still a thing?
Yeah.
fact checker.
Still think.
Oh, really?
Yep.
When was the last show?
Shit. Gotta double check that. I didn't see that part.
You
I
do
just saw
not
like,
keep up with bands
It's an offshoot.
of.
No, it's an off. It's an off-putting. They haven't put anything out in the longest
Oh,
time.
you said an offshoot. It's like, so you're implying it's an offshoot of another band.
No.
You said offshoot.
It's an offshoot from the core.
From the core of what?
From the core.
The core. Okay, this
You know
band
the
called-
thing.
This
From
band,
thing.
So
It's
the
an
band-
offshoot. It's an offshoot from the hardcore.
So there's a band called the Hardcore, and then that formed Warhound.
I
Who's
don't know
on
why I'm
first?
I don't know why I'm looking at Juan.
Yeah, because Juan's
I
gonna
don't
be
know,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
right. Juan's gonna be like, I was at their show last night. The core's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm working on my core right now at the gym. So, yeah.
Yo, it's all about that gut health. Probiotics.
Yo, kombucha's sick. This is not that.
Hell yeah, Corona.
This is like my vitamin C for the night, and that.
Interesting vitamin C choice.
What'd you
I'm
get?
sick.
I was reading.
He's not gonna know what he's looking for.
Try it.
Oh!
Try it.
What if I smash it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good actually.
Is it, you're gonna get sick.
Who's gonna
Why?
get sick?
He's sick.
Oh, I see what you're
Dude,
saying.
he's so sick.
No,
bro.
I think.
Dude, he's the sickest guy.
He's
Dude,
got that
he's
sick.
so
I-
sick.
he's got that monster
monster
t-shirt.
tattoos.
I take probiotics.
It's somewhere
I take probiotics.
on my foot.
I don't think he gets this joke.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe it's better I don't.
So,
We'll get to it. Don't worry. It's a whole new metal thing.
No, yeah, you weren't around. No, he wasn't around for New Metal. No, were you? 2004, 2004. Wait,
I mean,
metal's
that's-
big in fucking South America.
I don't know if Limp Bizkit was big there.
I don't know. Do you know Limp Bizkit?
I've heard of this.
Corn?
Yeah, no, dude, that's when I was like right coming in here.
Got it. Okay, so he does.
Yeah.
He will get the joke.
Yeah.
So there was like meme around where it's like, do you ever remember when people would be like, "Oh, that's sick"?
I mean, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
the term
obviously, like y'all
sick.
slang.
Oh,
So-
I thought you were okay.
No, so there was a meme where it was like this kid. He's like, his mom looks at the kid, and he's like, "Mom, I'm so sick," and she looks at him. He's wearing like a Monster hat and a corn shirt. And she's like, "Dude, you're so sick."
It's one of the best memes
Well,
ever.
he also had them like sick ass shades. and,
Yeah,
like,
sick ass like Oakley. She's like, "Dude, you're so sick."
I think that should be
You
the
you
title
can
of
stay
this.
home from school. You're so
If
sick.
you've ever seen a guy who wears Five Finger Death Punch t-shirts, so sick.
Dude, I remember I texted Brett. I saw this guy with a fedora and a flame
Oh my
t-shirt.
god.
And I was
Oh
like,
my
You
god.
say it was a girl?
no guy. This
Okay.
fat guy with a goatee, fedora, flame button up. And I was like,
Flame
yo,
button.
Brett, this fucking dude is the sickest guy I've ever seen. I was like, this guy
Yup.
is gonna bend your dad over and fuck your mom in front of you. He was like,
What a sentence.
Bend your dad over and fuck your mom in front of you.
That's a good time.
Dad goes down here, mom's right here. You're fucking them both.
dude, yeah, he's gonna do both, man. Your
You're
dad
just gonna
should.
cuck your dad.
Yo, they're gonna be like, dude, this,
Fuck your dad in front of you.
you're gonna be watching and be like, yo, this guy is so sick.
Like, that's like the super removed cuck.
I love that you bought me a 2X shirt.
I don't know what size you were.
You fucking, I'm not that fat,
So
you piece of
Smith,
shit.
Smith,
When did I buy you 2X?
what do you got?
Oh, when I bought the
Warhound.
shirt.
No, hold on,
I
hold
couldn't
on,
see
hold
its
on.
You
last
bought me a
actual.
fighting shirt. It was as a joke. You
Oh, the
bought me a
Brock
2X.
No, it's because
yeah.
they only had it as a 2X at Goodwill. It was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I did wear it.
He's got a response for
Okay.
Warhound.
So, well, hold on. I don't know the exact date of their last actual tour. I can tell you that their last tour started in 2014. So,
They're still on tour. That's what that means.
Oh my
They
god.
never stopped touring. Though.
So Warhound's not a
Years
thing.
they've just been on the road.
I keep going to my phone.
Or wait,
It's
hold
like
on.
It's half recorded.
sorry, I misread that. Their last full-length album, or their full-length LP was 2014.
Can I see this, please?
Yeah.
So what?
Are you on
what
Facebook?
about-
Because
what
I'm gonna look
about
at their Facebook.
No, I'm actually on their, like, website.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
doesn't
looking at...
matter.
Well, yeah.
That he was just looking at.
Right, like, I figured the band website would be not maybe the
No.
most updated, but, like, you know, still a general guideline.
Yeah.
Because it's
Who are they
2018.
even signed to?
They just
I don't
came,
listen
they
to
came
them.
out with a new
I
music
literally just
video in
Googled Warhound.
2016.
Okay.
I don't even know if this is the same band.
In my defense, it's
No,
not
this,
my
I don't
fault.
think this is the same band.
I need cards from you, by the way.
What cards?
No, it is. My bad.
Elvish Warcaller.
Oh God, magic.
Oh, sorry. No,
I
they
think
did.
the store might
Magic
have some.
rules.
I'll have to take a look.
No, they don't.
Oh, you don't? You went there the other day?
No, I think they're done
Uh,
band, but they're
2
still
weeks
they've
ago.
been they still posted in
3 weeks
2017.
ago.
I can still
Oh,
take a
that's
look.
not that long ago.
Yeah, they posted in 2017 about their ex-guitar player being in the hospital.
Oh fuck.
So they're not. This is a weird.
But they're
do you have a
vocalists,
case
though.
in this?
Yeah, that is the case.
Oh, it feels strange.
Yeah.
It
I
also
just got
sounded
it the
like
other
this Carl
night.
thing was like getting covered in oil, but
No.
It's covered in Earl.
oil.
Oh,
my-
I didn't get covered
all
in
my
oil.
strength
I'll make sure
is
to
covered
clean
in
that
oil.
after.
Oh, my friends are
Oh.
All my friends are Earl. All my friends are Earl.
Nice reference.
I stick my fingers into my ass. It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. And it's made of all the things I have to take. Anything, something inside.
You wanted
It's
Corey
made
to-
of all. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
It's such a romantic.
Oh,
melody.
so ready. So ready.
You're gonna have so much fun editing this.
Is this what all the cool kids are into now?
Slipknot?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
It's like I was explaining to him in the car.
They
Every
all
time
don't even know what it is.
someone at work will just be like, "It's been a while," and I peep around the corner.
It's
like,
been a while since I've been.
Hold my hand up, babe. Been a while since I feel sorry. You're like, you're a jackass. Like, thank you. Look, I did my job, and then I leave.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Going home. That's it.
It's like fucking Evanescence was on the radio, and I walked in the back and was like, "Fucking hate this band." And I just walked out, and someone was like, "That was aggressive." And I walked back in, and I was like, "Fucking what?" I was just fucking bored. I hate Evanescence, so.
Is there anyone who likes Evanescence? Brett likes Evanescence. We have to like shame him even more because he likes Evanescence, but he doesn't like Death Grips.
So then hit me with some.
I don't know
That's
what-
not good enough.
I don't know the words.
That's still not good enough.
Nailing it.
Wake me up! Wake me up!
Can't wake up! Can't wake up! Won't wake up!
Alright, so we just press stop in the YouTube video. So you guys know.
Thank you for listening. This has been an episode of the Quiet Time Podcast.
Yo, I hope we don't get content ID'd for this.
Because we're too
I don't think you
perfect.
would. That was bad.
That was a good bed.
It was a good 40 minutes of us yelling at Brett.
Oh, shit. Did you stop it?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, fuck. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure that's a good
This
stopping
is the
point.
extra credits.